All right, so hi. This is a new game I'm building. So far I haven't built a single game, and I keep failing. So what I decided to do differently is, this is the current game. I use L. There's a lot of jank with the camera, but I really had to sit down. One of the things I sort of realized when it comes to game development is you really have to sit down and ask yourself, is this polish or is this a like necessity, right? Like for example, this camera, it's not perfect. I don't like it. I don't like how it stops. Um, or I think it should be a lot more centered. This little green box was just to help me debug. Um, but I had to let it go because I said I could spend my time polishing, or I could just move on to something next. I'll just put it as to do later. It doesn't stop me from doing what I want. So what I am doing is I am just building this game with like Pixie.js and TypeScript, and yeah, just that, because I sort of realized that I do have a to-do list, a habit tracker, but I realized I was honestly fighting the game engines more than actually building anything. All right, I was constantly fighting game engines, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I had to just do my own thing. Is it 100% my own thing? No, we live in an AI age. I'm definitely using AI vibe coding stuff, but one thing I had to really learn was I have to run a tight ship. It's not perfect. I have to look over everything because some of the stuff just makes no sense. And I actually spent all day just looking over everything and just making changes because I said some of this just makes no sense. I cannot follow the code base. If I can't follow the code base, if I can't even understand what's going on in my code base, it's terrible. There's no point in continuing that because I will have a game that I do not know how to manage. And one of the things that I really started to like dislike is I don't like object oriented programming. I hate that shit. I mean, maybe it has its roles, but for me, it confuses the hell out of me. All right, it confuses the hell out of me. I prefer something more functional, more domain, more data driven, because then I could look at the files and understand what's going on at a glance, right? One of the things I hate the most is a monolith, right? A monolith file, terrible, bro, terrible for me. My brain does not like a monolith. My brain likes every file, every function just does one job. That keeps it nice and simple for me. One job and that's it. I don't like something doing multiple jobs because it just makes it hard. Then I have to dive in. I'd rather like skim. That's what I prefer. So, anyways, that's me chatting. So this is the other level I built. So so the reason why I decided to just use this is because first of all, a lot of these game engines have these editors, and I hate the editors for them. I hate the tile maps, and I don't like it. I hate using the editor because eventually there will be a point where you realize you are doing repetitive actions and you still have to go through the editor, and that is fucking annoying. I don't like it. It's like once I understand something, I'd rather just type it up and skip the editor altogether because it's just getting in my way. Um, so I think to me the perfect editor is just I like LDTK. Some people like tiled. I like LDTK because it fix my brain, and I could basically set up the entire game with LDTK except maybe the GUI and stuff like that. But I could set up the spawns, the map, and then I just add a functionality. I create the spawner. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the reason. Right now, I'm just building this game in like TypeScript. I think I'm gonna build another game similar to this in I like Lua. I like Love 2D. That the only reason I did this is because I know TypeScript, and AI could definitely help me with TypeScript. Um, so that's kind of why I did it, because the thing is there's too many skills that come with game development, man. If you don't finish any games, you are not developing the other skills. All right, I spent I spent at this point almost 40 days of consistency, and it was 40 days wasted. I mean, it's not truly wasted because I was still going at it, but not making any progress. And the thing is, you have to complete games, you have to close the loops, otherwise, you're not going to get better at making games. All right? What does that, what does making a game even mean? Making a game is a complete package, all right? You could get better at programming, you could get better at like building a game, right? What does that mean though? Like the technical terms, right? Like an engineer wise, you could get better at those aspects of game development, but it doesn't mean you're getting better at the the artistic or the idea of that game that you have in your head. You know what I mean? It's tough to describe, but basically, you could get a programmer anywhere. All right, you know, you could find a programmer anywhere. That's literally a career. There's excess programmers now, right? That doesn't matter. Especially, you know, if you're an indie developer and you're doing everything yourself, bro, there's excess programmers. You don't gotta get better. You have to get better at coming up with an idea and validating that idea, at least to the point where the idea is completed. You know what I mean? Where you could basically tell this idea falls flat on its face. Uh, Me right now, I don't really have an idea. The other thing I would definitely say is maybe get a feel for the type of games you want. For me, what type of game is this? Honestly, I don't know. To me, right now, this is going to be some sort of like, it's going to be a complete game, but what I'm planning on doing is that it's going to be more of a, I'm just going to test out my ideas because I really like emergent systems. I really like the idea of like RuneScape. I really love the idea of oh shit. My computer stopped recording. Well, if anything, I'm just gonna say this real quick. I love the idea of emergent games. I love the idea of RuneScape. Damn, I don't even know if this is recording. Let's see.